We now recognize the gentleman from Georgia for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's be clear, everybody. There is no 568 antitrust exemption thanks to the Biden administration. And as far as Mr. Xi's testimony is concerned, Brown did not discipline Mr. Xi, contrary to his report. And also, Mr. Xi's numbers in terms of administration staff for Brown University are incorrect. So, and I'm surprised that you would pull up the ladder for students who are going to regular universities and colleges, prevent them from getting financial aid. That's crazy. But at any rate, you know, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican supporters in Congress are attacking our elite institutions of higher learning because these institutions and others produce the critical thinkers who stand opposed to the global trend towards authoritarianism and dictatorship, which Donald Trump and MAGA represent. They say this hearing is about 8 Ivy League institutions and the cost of higher education, but that is just a facade. This is really about Trump's war on facts, debate, and truth. This is Trump's attack on academia, which comes straight out of the Authoritarian Playbook. Universities are full of smart, young, engaged people, and the institutions are committed to freedom of inquiry and diversity of thought. Universities provide independent sources of information and accountability. Indeed, individuals with higher levels of education are less likely to be tricked by authoritarian appeals. So any autocrat or dictator who wants to exercise limitless, arbitrary power sees independent institutions of higher education as a threat. After all, Donald Trump can't replace our democracy with a dictatorial regime if the people are smart enough to recognize that he is a threat to freedom, liberty, and justice, which our democracy guarantees. Dr. Morgan, I believe that academia is inextricably tied to our democracy and to our liberty. Can you talk about why higher education is important for the protection of freedom and democracy?
Absolutely. You know, first of all, our institutions of higher learning are places where people come together and learn and have to, you know, kind of be in the same place as people with different opinions. So it really promotes democratic values from the start. But to your point, universities can also be a place of free inquiry that can result in, you know, information that can oppose or point out flaws in larger societal trends or political trends. So they can be really important voices in our societies. They're also places that produce research that can help us better understand what's happening in the world around us, including what's happening, the kind of effects of the negative changes that a presidential administration might be putting in place. So they're incredibly important to our democracy and to our society.
Thank you. As a lawyer, I've watched with horror as a number of law firms bent a knee and succumbed to Donald Trump's unlawful pressure campaign. But I'm proud of the brave firms that chose to stand up for the rule of law. Now, as Trump goes after the universities, I'm equally concerned. In March, Columbia University caved to Trump's demands when the administration threatened to yank away $400 million in federal funding. Yet, more recently, Harvard is showing backbone in rejecting Trump's demands. Dr. Morgan, why is it important that universities stand up against the administration's attacks? And conversely, what would happen if universities succumbed and started towing the line for this administration?
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important that universities follow the law, but do not submit to demands that have nothing to do with their legal requirements. You can see in the attacks on Harvard and the kind of proposed solutions from the Trump administration that they're looking to really control the minutia of the decisions at those colleges. That's not an appropriate role for the federal government to take. I think the other thing that's important to understand here is that other universities are going to take their cues from what these much better resourced institutions are able to do in terms of standing up to the administration. So it's really important for those universities that have the resources to do so to take a stand.
So attacking elite institutions is a canary in the coal mine.
That's right.
All institutions of higher learning are under attack.
That's right.
Thank you. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Now recognize the chairman of the full committee, Mr. Jordan, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Shea, what did you say